Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back to show off some more plunder that I have acquired here as of late. I don't know if you can hear it playing in the background, but I'm listening to Temple of Davos from the Vastland. And this is put out in 2014 by Non-Servium Records. I got this in my recent Black Lion Records box. But yeah, this is definitely some really cool black metal, so definitely check this out. Really impressed with this on my first spin. And now, normally I would show all my used ones first, because right now I've actually got a couple more used than I do new releases. But there's kind of a grail item in there for me, so I'm going to show that last. So I figured I would do all the new stuff first and all the used stuff last. So this first one, I know some people are going to say, oh, only because the singer died recently did you actually pick this up, but, you know, it's whatever. I've actually, even before he died, did I actually think about maybe giving this album a shot. But this is Meteora by Linkin Park. I picked this up the other day at work for like $8 or $9 after my discount. And, you know, I've always loved Hybrid Theory, and I actually owned it at one point, and I sold it, you know, when I was in my kind of, you know, oh, it's not true metal phase, and I recently got it back. And I always kind of wanted to check this out, but, you know, I was afraid it kind of sounded like a lot of shit that I was hearing on the radio when they would play it, because they play it on our radio that they play at work. And I was talking to my buddy Emilio, and he said no, so this still actually retains the debut album sound, so give it a shot. And he finally convinced me, and I picked it up, and I'm glad I did, because it definitely has that same feel as Hybrid Theory. And it was pretty much after this, I guess, that they really changed their sound. And the next one, me and Super Metal 1993 were talking about this, because I told him I'd seen it at the mall one day, and he actually had, I think, picked this up recently himself, and he said, you gotta check it out, it's solid. And picked it up, and I'm really glad I did, because I really enjoyed this so far. I've only given it maybe a couple spins, but this is Currents with The Place I Feel Safest. I really like that album cover. Pretty solid, kind of metalcore, post-hardcore, whatever you want to call it. And right now, I'd have to say Forget Me is probably my favorite track off of this so far, but I'm definitely going to be giving it a few more listens. And I also picked up the newest album from In This Moment, entitled Ritual. I know In This Moment kind of divides people when it comes to whether they think they're good or not. It took me a while to get into them, but I'm really glad that I did. Got the booklet stapled right there. Haven't heard anything off of this, but really looking forward to giving it a good listen. And of course, I had to pick up the new Wednesday 13 whenever I finally found a copy. This is Condolences. Really interesting album art there. I really like that picture the most, I think. And disc. Next up, the next two are actually from the same band. This is Doyle from the Misfits. This is his solo project. So I picked up the debut, Abominator. Also has the vocalist from Cancer Slug, which I did not realize at the time. And that's another band that I really need to check out. Now, as you can see from this disc and everything, I did not realize this when I ordered it from Amazon until I actually got it, because I was at work and I was on my phone. I was like, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and order both of these, and I just ordered them real quick. But this is actually a Burn On Demand CDR, and I absolutely hate Burn On Demands. I mean, it actually still plays really good even in the truck, because there's another one that I actually ended up getting and I didn't realize it, and it doesn't even play in my truck. But I don't know, to me it feels like I just bought a bootleg, you know, so I'm going to have to order an actual copy from someplace else here at some point. Then I got the latest one, 2 As We Die. This is the album that actually made me want to get his stuff, with the like the lead-off track, Kiss Me As We Die. And there was another one. I think Dark Gods Arise was another one that I listened to. So yeah, if you like the Misfits and that, definitely check Doyle out. And the last new one, this is the latest one from Incantation with Profane Nexus. Only giving this a couple spins, but it sounds really fucking solid. Always loved Incantation. And I love the artwork and everything on this. All right, on to the used stuff. These first two actually come from the half-price books near my sister's place. I picked up the other album they have from The Letter Black called Rebuild. Really good hard rock band. Definitely check these guys out. I know they're kind of considered a Christian metal band, but I really don't hear too much in the lyrics to really consider them Christian. They just have kind of more, I guess you say, a positive message to their lyrics or whatever. Now these guys were actually in the used Christian section as well, you know, because I've actually been finding a lot of deathcore and stuff in there lately at half-price books. And the funny thing is, I actually looked up just to see if they truly were considered a Christian band, but they say they're not. They have no religious affiliation as far as their band goes. So, but this is the debut self-titled from In Fear and Faith. Really cool deathcore album. And one thing that kind of caught my attention, of course, and made me want to check them out, was this album art. I just really like that cover for some reason. Alright, and this last stack, I got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 CDs here. And I got this at a half-price books outlet store, which I actually was able to go to here recently. And I hardly ever seem to get to that place anymore. And even if I do, it always is very hit and miss, even more so than a normal half-price books. But I got 7 CDs there for about $13. They were all $2 to $3 a piece, and I couldn't pass them up. First up is Dungeon with the Final Chapter. Really good power metal from Australia. I've been a fan of this band for a little while now, and I only have a couple of their albums, so when I saw this in there for like $2, I had to pick it up. And then I got Between the Buried and Me, The Great Misdirect. Another band that I've only recently kind of started getting into, and saw the disc was in really good shape, so I thought, what the hell, I'll go ahead and pick it up. Next is a hardcore band, which, hardcore is a genre I'm still trying to get more and more into. And this is their debut EP, I believe, self-titled. This is First Blood. Total Blind Buy. Which pretty much the rest of these, except for the very last one I'm going to show, were blind buys. Whoops. There we go. So, next up, Pandemia with Spreading the Message. And I listened to this on the way to and from work the other day, and this is some pretty solid death metal. And I'm trying to remember where these guys are from. I almost want to say they're from the Czech Republic. I could be wrong, but I almost want to say that's where they're from. I looked them up after I started listening to it, but I've totally forgotten since then. Next up is a pretty decent deathcore album. I still need to give it a couple more spins, see if I really truly like it. But like I said, for a couple dollars, it was worth the shot. This is See You Next Tuesday with Parasite. Kind of almost like deathcore mixed with grindcore is what I hear when I listen to it. Next up, I'm totally going to butcher this. This is Natasivila with Iter Lethalis. As you can tell by the cover and the logo and everything, this is some pretty cool black metal. Again, total blind buy for me, but really digging it. So, if you want some new black metal, check them out. And finally, the grail for me. I've only been able to have an opportunity to buy this EP one other time, and even from the guy I was buying it from, he always gives me deals on stuff. He still wanted about, I think, $60 or more for this, and I was not, it's just like, I can't, I just couldn't pull the trigger on it. But when I saw this in here and it was $3, and I just immediately saw that it was in good shape. I nabbed it, and I got home and checked, and this is the OG first press. I was like super excited about this. It totally made my day. But this is Ven by Eloviety. This is the band's debut EP, put out on Fear Dark. as you can see. And everything checks out to say that this is definitely a OG original press, the very first pressing. So to get something that I was going to have to possibly pay 60, maybe 70 bucks for and get it for $3, I could not pass up that steal. So yeah, that is going to do it. I might have another update tomorrow, depending on how today goes, if I find some stuff, because I'm actually going to be going out here in a little while. So we'll just see. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing, and until next time, stay brutal.